Hello everyone! Today we're playing Dust, an Elysian Tale. This was a game recently released on Xbox Live Arcade. This was the final game of this year's Summer of Arcade promotion, and to a lot of people apparently this was the best game of the promotion. A number of people looking forward to this game for some time. It's been in development for a few years, and the remarkable thing about it is that it's been in development primarily by one guy. His name is Dean Dodrill. Apparently, he had an artistic background and learned to program specifically to make this game. So all of the game design, the programming, the artwork, the animation is just by one guy. So this game is interesting not just because of the game, but because of the personal story of the creator of the game. It's a Metroidvania, 2D, so let's start and see what it's all about.
Dust, dust, arise.
What? A talking sword? What are you?
Only that which you have summoned.
Summoned? How? For what purpose?
That I do not know, but we shall learn in time. Now rise and claim the blade of Ara.
Stop! Stop right there!
And who is she?
Hey, this isn't about me. You're the one who's got my sword. How about you tell me your name?
Calm yourself, Fidget. His name is Dust, and he is the one who woke me from my slumber.
So, Fidget, then?
That's me. And you're... Dust?
It would seem that way, though I can't recall that name.
Yes, well, that's all great and everything, but I think it's about time I got this sword back to the clan.
I can't let you just leave with this sword, Fidget. Right now, it's the only thing that knows who I am. I don't even know how I got here.
Well, then you leave me no choice. I challenge you! The winner gets the sword!
I don't have time for these games, Fidget.
Indeed, time is of the essence. Fidget, you will join us.
I will? Oh, well, okay then.
Come, Dust. We travel east.
And the game begins. So the first thing that got people's attention to this game was the animation, the look of it. It looks a lot like a Vanillaware game, something you might expect from them, which makes it all the more impressive to know it all came from one person. What the sword said about going east, let's not listen to it and go west, because there's a key. Now we can go east. Like I said, it's a Metroidvania, so lots of secrets. Lots of alternate paths to take, at least I would assume so. Our companion says that there's some treasure on this screen, so if we can find it, we can use our key we just got. We're in the middle of the tutorial right now. It's teaching us how to play the game, and there does seem to be quite a bit to learn. It seems that the gameplay, the combat, is a little bit complex. The combat seems to be kind of a beat-em-up style, and heavily combo-based.
Hold here, Dust. You have unlocked a new ability. Bear witness to the dust storm.
I like it.
Hold Y to perform the dust storm. But beware. Skilled as you may be, you cannot maintain the storm for long without hurting yourself.
In that case, maybe I can help. If you press B, I'll perform an attack so spectacularly awesome that it will produce emotions you didn't even know existed. Please contain yourselves as I demonstrate.
That was, very pretty.
Well, maybe I'll just keep the rest of my repertoire to myself.
I'm sorry, Fidget. I'm sure it'll come in handy somehow.
Actually, Dust, between the three of us, This could be quite useful. The dust storm can manipulate Fidget's projectile into a more powerful attack. Observe.
Wow! Oh, by the way, every time I use my power, it'll use up a bit of energy meter. You can recharge the meter with melee combos.
So, it's a pretty talky game. Lots of little cutscenes like that to explain new gameplay options that we come into. You wouldn't think they would really need to explain all that or tie that into the story the way they do, but yeah, they do that a lot in this game, it seems. Let's just try out our new ability. The individual strikes don't do as much damage as our normal attack, but of course, we do throw out a whole lot of rapid-fire hits. So I'm just thinking it's probably a good thing that they let you skip the cutscenes in this game, considering how talkative everyone seems to be whenever we get a new move or a new item to use. They also, characters also don't have any qualms about breaking the wall between story and gameplay, as you could hear the sword tell me to press Y to do this. And the characters will directly refer to controller commands in these cutscenes. Not much revealed about the story right now. We're Dust, an amnesiac samurai-type guy, I guess? There's this sword who knows who he is, a talking sword. Oh, hold on. The game wants us to do a 4-hit combo. Try to avoid getting hit by that guy. Okay, there we go. Right, with some screens, you'll have a combo appear on the top of the screen as a prompt to try that out. So like I said before, the main striking thing about the game is how it looks. Very striking looking. Animation very smooth, and actually it's smoother than it'll appear in this video, because the game does run at a smooth 60 frames a second, and the animation does take advantage of that fact. It is meant to be seen at 60 frames. Of course, in the video you're watching, it'll only be 30 frames. But apparently, looking at the creator's comments... Oh, hold on. I got some mysterious wall chicken. There does seem to be references to other well-known franchises in this game. Okay, I can use my key. I have this little unlocking minigame right here, because games have to have that. As unlocking minigames go, though, it seems pretty unobtrusive. But, like I said, from what the creator was saying, it sounded like having the game run at 60 frames was very important, was a priority. I assume that's probably why the game is in 720p instead of 1080p. But yes, that is one thing that's kind of a shame about looking at this game through a video, is that it actually does look a lot more impressive when you get to see it running at its full 60 frames. It's a lot more striking. But everything's very fluid, very smooth, and healed at this podium. Something very satisfying about numbers in video games when they just kind of all pop out like that. I don't know why. Alright, we got a Mega Man slide.
Come this far together and you're surprised?
But it has evil knife hands! Evil knife hands! Be careful, Dust!
I don't know what Dust means. We've only known Fidget here for about 5 minutes. And no real reason so far for why we're fighting any of these monsters. I guess monsters are just a thing that exists in this world, because neither Dust or Fidget seem to find any of this unusual. No big deal.
Hey, you just leveled up.
Is that what I did? Feels good. Great, even.
As it should, Dust. You've acquired a skill gem. Open the character screen from the inventory to upgrade your abilities and become even more powerful.
You see what I mean? The game feels that it needs to have a little dialogue scene to explain to us leveling up. I would assume that probably anyone playing the game already knows what that entails. So we can increase one of our stats. One of them is for Fidget, in which we can increase the potency of the Dust Storm. I've been using that, so I think we'll increase that. Right, but like I said, they seem to take the time to stop and explain everything for you in a spoken cutscene, which I could take or leave. I don't really think that's all that necessary.
Take care. Even the greatest of swordsmen cannot maintain the dust storm for that long.
Yeah, okay. I'll try to be more careful.
Keep an eye on your color. If you start turning red and the screen begins to shake, you're close to losing it.
What if the monsters to stop while that gets explained to us? Right, so as the game begins, as you can see, we're really not told anything at all about the world, or what's in it, or why there are monsters, and why we're fighting them. But here is another treasure chest, and we do have one key left, so we might as well use it here. Right, what we've been picking up, might as well take a look at this. I picked up some armor. Let's equip that. There's the map. It's each of the screens we've been on is one square on this map. You can see on the previous one, there was an alternate exit up through the top, but we did not have any means to get up there, I don't think. Quest log. And materials. Apparently there's some kind of crafting system in this game because the items we've been picking up from these enemies we've been killed have gone into these materials. Alright. Keep on going. Controls are very good, very smooth. Combat feels pretty good. Now it looks like there's more treasure on this screen, but we don't have any keys. So there's nothing we can do about that if we find it. Alright, yep, we found it, but can't do anything there. We have a quick item slot in the upper left-hand corner. It has Mysterious Wall Chicken in that slot. You can hit that to get some health back. Might as well do that now. I just realized we do have this move, this aerial dust storm, that we can use to go straight up pretty much. I wonder if we could have, in that screen 2 screens ago, if we could have found an exit up top by doing that. The game hasn't mentioned that we can do that. I'm not sure why, since this does seem like it'd be pretty useful.
When you're poisoned, your life slowly drains down to nothing. If you don't take care of it soon, death is inevitable.
I can probably just wait it out.
Stop pretending you're so tough! Here, take this mushroom. It'll stop the poison for now. You can thank me later.
Alright, let's... Yep, that goes into our quick item slot, so let's use that to cure the poison. And again, it takes the time to explain to us what poisoning is. My health's rather low. Oh yeah, I'm at the edge of the screen. Let's see. What can we equip? Do we have anything? Ah, cupcakes. That'll save our life. Cupcakes. Alright, so other paths that we could come back to once we get abilities to, I guess, climb this disgusting-looking purple sludge coming off these rocks. We can't do anything with that now, though. So yeah, this is just a... Oh, I guess I didn't need to use that cupcake. So this is just a very smooth, very good-looking, very well-animated game. With gameplay that's been pretty fun so far.
Expecting you, stranger.
Who are you?
Merely a friend with many wares for sale. Shall we conduct business?
Shopkeeper, which we could buy things from, but we don't really need to do that now, do we?
Thank you.
I have the money to buy things, but we're getting so many... apparently that would not have opened if I didn't get that green resonance stone up above. But we have so many items so far, I haven't really been in want of anything. So apparently this game won the Microsoft Dream Build Play contest, I think in 2009, which I believe led to the game getting Microsoft funding. And then nothing was heard of it for some time. It re-emerged at, I forget if it was E3 or if it was PAX. It was one of those shows, probably PAX, because that's the type of show where an indie game like this would show up. We can't hit that Wizrobe type guy up there. He just teleports. So we're going to have to use our Dust Storm to... Oh, hold on. He summons enemies, such as these zombies, but he also summons some enemies that explode if they get too close to us, so we have to look out for that. So like I said, this game re-emerged at, I think it was PAX, in a nearly finished state. And apparently it was done just in time to be released for Summer of Arcade. But yeah, this game was initially shown around 3 years ago, and people were quite impressed with it at the time, the state it was in. And no one knew what happened to it for all that time. But apparently, the creator, Dodrill, he was hard at work on it all this time. So it was good that he was actually able to complete it and get it out, and in such a good state. Like I said, this game does look like it was made by a professional team. It does look like something that you would get from Vanilla.
Fidget, is something wrong?
She's been silenced, Dust. While in this state, she would be unable to cast her projectiles. Fortunately, the effect is only temporary and will fade over time.
You mean Fidget can't talk now? At all? That's terrible. Really awful. Not sure how I'll get by.
Alright, so Fidget can be silenced, which prevents us from being able to use her projectile attack. But we can still use her Dust Storm without it. So this does seem like the type of game where you're going to be learning a lot of new moves and combos as you go throughout the game. Only a few in the demo. But it does seem like the type of thing that you're going to probably be learning a bunch more throughout the adventure.
Dust, wait. This creature is too well defended for a straightforward assault.
We'll see about that. Okay, that was a bad idea.
It is practically invulnerable unless you stun it with a parry, like so.
He went down!
Dust, would you like a refresher on parrying?
Nah, I'm good.
Very well. Be careful.
Alright, so... new gameplay mechanic, parrying. If we attack at the same time the enemy attacks, we can stun it. I think we might have done that on that mantis that we fought before that poisoned us. I think we parried that one at one point. But let's first get rid of these flying guys before we take on the golem. Alright, let's try to do this. There we go.
Wait a moment, Fidget. Our path is blocked. We cannot progress any further.
What? That door? Smash through it! Do your spinning thingamajig! Use the no-clip cheat!
No, Fidget. This is the end of the trial. We'll need the full version if we want to venture any further.
Oh, well, thanks for playing the trial. Unlock the full version to experience the drama, the adventure, well, you get the idea. Hope to see you again soon.
Alright, and that's the end of the demo for Dust, an Elysian Tale. A lot of the stuff that was in this demo I'm quite impressed with. The smooth animation, the look of the backgrounds, the gameplay felt very good. No problems at all controlling the characters and attacking. Music seems good. I would say probably a couple problems I would have just looking at this demo is, one, the aesthetic kind of looks like a Saturday morning cartoon, I guess I would say. That's just the first thing it makes me think of. And that's something I can really take or leave. It doesn't really detract from me, but it really doesn't add anything to the game either, just like the way the characters look in when you get those close-ups of them. The other thing, which I think is probably a bigger problem, is the level of the dialogue is also on the level of a Saturday morning cartoon. I mentioned how talky the game is. The problem with that for me is even though they talk so much, they really have not said anything worth saying. And I think I can see that as being a drag on the game. Having so much dialogue, so much speech, but no one's actually saying anything interesting. That, I would say, looking at this demo, is the biggest downside to it for me. I mean, you can skip them, but obviously you're not intended to. It does seem like there is a significant story to the game, and you are expected to watch these cutscenes. I think that these cutscenes that we've been seeing could have been done a lot more efficiently, and you really don't need all the speech, especially when they're not really saying anything worth listening to. But that was the big downside to me of the game. Everything else I was seeing in terms of graphics, sound, gameplay, controls seemed very good, very polished, and I was quite impressed by it. And again, especially impressed by the story of this one guy making most of the game in terms of gameplay, programming, graphics, animation, things like that. So Dust is very interesting to me. I'm probably going to get it and play the rest of it, see how it turned out, because I'm quite impressed by the demo. So that's Dust, an Elysian Tale, available on the Xbox 360 through Live. I don't know if it's coming to any other platforms. I know that Dean Dodrill programmed it using XNA, so I guess that probably means there's always the chance it could come out on the PC. But that probably has more to do with any kind of licensing deals that he has with Microsoft, because I know Microsoft did fund the game, so they probably have a lot to say about where this game shows up. So I wouldn't expect it to appear anywhere else besides the 360, at least for right now. But considering it was made in XNA, I guess that means there is the potential for it to come out on the PC at some point. And that's Dust, an Elysian Tale.